Hi guys, so in today's tutorial we'll be making this Loomigurumi Kirby. This is a request. Okay, you can just take a look. It's quite small, so I think you need just less than a pack of bands for the body color. And also, since I'm doing it entirely out of rubber bands, his mouth kind of looks like he's sticking out his tongue, but it's supposed to be that nice half circle shape. So this is him. I'll be making the one in this tutorial about 3 rows taller, so if you want you can keep it this size. I'll let you know the options later when we get there, so I'll just put this aside and we can begin. Okay, so I'm using the Rainbow Loom pink bands for his body. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create a magic ring with 6 stitches. So you want to take your pink band and you want to wrap it around your hook 2 times to create 3 loops. So this is your capping band, so you're going to take another pink band, and your first stitch of your magic ring you want to slip stitch. So you're just going to pull that capping band onto that band, reclaim the end, and you're going to tie a slip stitch by pulling this end through that. So this is your first stitch of your magic ring. You need 5 more stitches, so you're just going to put your hook back through the center of that capping band and you're going to do 5 single crochets. So to do a single crochet, pull up a band, pull it through the center of that capping band, reclaim the end, and you're going to pull this through everything. So this is your second stitch of your magic ring. So you want to put your hook back through the center, so make sure you have your 3 loops. Take another band, do another single crochet, pull this through, reclaim the end, pull this through everything. So this is your third stitch. You need 3 more, so back through the center, make sure you have your 3 loops, single crochet, pull it through. This is your 4th stitch, back through, band, single crochet, your 5th stitch, and you want 1 more stitch in your magic ring. So another band, single crochet, reclaim the end, and pull this through everything. So this is your magic ring with 6 stitches. So what you want to do for round 2 of your Kirby's body, you want to increase that to 12 stitches for your next round. So what you want to do is you want 2 stitches in each stitch. So if you turn it around, each stitch is this teardrop shape. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th one is on your hook. So how do you know which bands to go through after this? When you pull it aside, as you can see, there's a space, so that's 1 stitch, and that's where you're supposed to go through. So you're just going to go underneath that teardrop, so underneath those 2 bands. So for an increase you need 2 single crochets in each stitch, but for your first stitch to join this so there isn't such a big gap, we're going to tie a slip stitch. So slip stitches pull it through everything, including the band on your hook, and then pull this. So this counts as your first stitch of your second round. You're going to take a stitch marker, I'm using a C-clip, and you're going to just clip that band on your hook. So this counts as 1 stitch, so you need another stitch in that same stitch. So put your hook through that same stitch you went through. You want to do a single crochet. So single crochet is just pull this through, reclaim the end, so you have 3 loops, and then pull this through everything. So that's your increase, so there's 2 stitches in that stitch. You want to move on to the next stitch and you want to do 2 single crochets. So that's an increase. So every time there's an increase, it's just 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. So this is the first one. Go back through. This is your second one. Alright, and you just want to do that all the way around. So I'm moving on to my next stitch. Single crochet, moving a little bit faster now. I'm going to go back through that same stitch for my increase, which is my second single crochet. I'm moving on to the next one. 1 single crochet, back through that same stitch for my increase. Next stitch, 1 single crochet, back through for my increase. Then I have 1 more. You'll know this is the last stitch because your next stitch has that stitch marker, so you just need 1 more increase. So 1 single crochet. Same stitch again, you want your second single crochet. So that's your increase, so you should have 12 stitches in this round, this second round. So for your third round, you're increasing to 18 stitches, and to do that, you just want to do a single crochet in the first stitch, you want to do an increase in the second one, and you do that all the way around. So put your hook through that first stitch, the one with the stitch marker, do your single crochet. Since you're starting your third round, you want to move your stitch marker, so just take it out, take out the C-clip and then clip it onto that band. So you're moving on to the next stitch, you want an increase. So your increase has 2 single crochets. This is the first one. Back through the same stitch, another single crochet. Next stitch just has 1 single crochet. And then your next stitch has an increase, so that's 2 single crochets. Okay, next stitch, 1 single crochet. Next stitch, there's an increase, so that's 2 single crochets. Back through. Once again, 1 single crochet. Moving on to your next stitch, you have your increase. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Next stitch, your increase. And you're going to do that one more time. So single crochet, and you have an increase in your last stitch. So 1 more. Okay, I just realized I should have started with the smaller parts, but it's okay. I'll just continue on and I'll figure that out later. I'll show you guys later. So for round 4, for his body, you need to increase it to 24 stitches, and what you want to do is a single crochet in the first 2 stitches. Single crochet, then you have an increase in your third stitch, and then you do that all the way around. So back through that first stitch, you have 1 single crochet. So I'm just going to count up to 2. Every time I say a number, it's just a single crochet in a stitch. So next stitch, 2. Next stitch has an increase. Next one, 1. Next one, 2. Next one, increase. Next one, 1. Next one, 2. Next one, increase. Next 1. Next 2. Next, increase. Next one, 1. next one 2, next one increase. So you want to do that one more time. So next stitch 1, next one 2, and then the next or the last stitch your increase. Okay, so that's your round 4. So for round 5 you want to increase it to 30 stitches, and so you want to do a single crochet in the first 3 stitches and increase in the 4th, and you do that all the way around. So I'm going to count up to 3, then I'll say increase. So 1, 2, 3, increase, 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 1, 2, 3, and an increase in the final stitch. So this is the end of round 5, which has 30 stitches. So for round 6 you're increasing it further to 36 stitches, so you want to do a single crochet in the first 4 stitches and then increase in the 5th one, and you do that all the way around. So I'm going to count up to 4 and then I'll say increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, increase, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase in the final stitch. Okay, now you're done with round 6, which has 36 stitches. You want to do one more increase. So for round 7, you want to increase to 42 stitches. And to do this, you're just doing a single crochet in the first 5 stitches and increase in the 6, and you do that all the way around. So I'm counting up to 5, and then I'll say increase. Every time I say a number, it's a single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 'increase', 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 'increase', 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 'increase', 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one final increase. So this is your round 7 done. This has 42 stitches. Okay, so now you have your options. So what I'm going to do for this tutorial is rounds 8 to 15. I need an additional 8 rounds of 42 stitches, so that's just a single crochet in each stitch for 8 rounds. But if you want to make the smaller, this size Kirby, just do 5 rounds, don't do 8. But I'll be doing 8 for this tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count out 8 bands. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you want to make this one, please just do 5 rounds. I'm putting this on the table, so every time I start a new round, I'm just going to take one band from here to mark the first band of that round. So now I'm just going to start round 8, so I'm putting my hook through. I'm taking one band from here, so this is the start of round 8. From now on, what you want to do is just a single crochet in each stitch. So each round will have 42 rounds. If you're following me, you're doing 8 rounds. If you're doing the smaller one, you're going to do 5 rounds only. So just do a single crochet in each stitch. Once you reach the end of the round and you start your next round, just take another band from here. So obviously, if you just do the 5 rounds, you're going to use less bands. So if you don't have enough bands, then just stick to the 5 rounds. And speaking of which, I have some subscribers who did mention that they wanted to see smaller Loomigurumi projects. Unfortunately for this one, this is probably the smallest it can get if I want to keep to the dimensions, because certain details like the eyes and the mouth, I'm already double looping the bands, which is very difficult to work with, so I can't really make that any smaller. But for the other projects, I will try in the future, if more requests come in, to make smaller versions of those. But like I said, it will just have to depend on the proportions or the dimensions of the whole thing. And yes, doing this is very band intensive. So you don't need to think too much about this part. If you had done it the previous rounds correctly, then you don't even need to count, you're just doing single crochets in each stitch. Okay, so now I've come to the end of my round 8. So I'm just going to start on my round 9. I'm putting my hook through. I'm taking one band from here to mark my second round. Okay, so now I'm just going to do my remaining 7 rounds off camera, so please just pause the video here, complete your either additional 7 rounds or 4 rounds depending on how big you're making him. So you're just doing a single crochet in each stitch. Remember, each time you start a round, just take a band from here. So once you've done with those rounds, then you can just resume this video. Okay guys, so once you finish round 15, this is what it should look like. Alright, so for round 16 we want to start decreasing, so we want to have 36 stitches in this round, and to do that we're going to do a single crochet in the first 5 stitches and then a decrease over the next 2 stitches, and we do that all the way around. When you get to the decrease, I'll just show you how to do it. So first I'll just count up to 5, so it's just single crochet in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to decrease over the next 2 stitches. So while we're going to do that, we're just going to put your hook through the next stitch. You're going to twist it and you're going to put it through the stitch after that, so you have 2 stitches on your hook. So you're just going to do single crochet, treat these 2 stitches like one. So you pull this band through both of those stitches, you claim the end, and it's a normal single crochet. Alright, so let's start again. 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to decrease again over the next 2 stitches. So put your hook through the next stitch, twist it, and put it through the stitch after that. Single crochet, so you treat this as one. So that's your decrease, so we're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, decrease again, so the next stitch, twist your hook through the next stitch, okay, so that's a decrease. So next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and decrease over the next 2. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 decrease, okay, and we're doing that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have a decrease over the last 2 stitches. Okay, so this is round 16. For round 17, we're decreasing it further to 30 stitches. So we want to single crochet in the first 4 stitches and decrease over the next 2. And we're doing that all the way around. So I'll count up to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're doing a decrease over the next 2 stitches. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and decrease. One, 2, 3, 4, and decrease. One, 2, 3, 4, and decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and decrease. Oops. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease of the final 2 stitches. Okay, so this is round 17, which has 30 stitches. So round 18 you want to reduce it to 24 stitches, so we're doing a single crochet in the first 3 stitches and then decrease over the next 2, and we're doing that all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, and decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1 more time. 1, 2, 3, and another decrease. Okay, so before we continue with his body, we're actually going to stop here and make his parts, like his eyes, his feet, his arms, and his cheeks, and his mouth, obviously, so that we can attach it on before we continue and stuff him. So, yeah, if you can, just put this on a holding hook. Either a pencil will do, or any other kind of hook will do, or any kind of, yeah. I think I'll just put a clip on it. So you can just take this out later, just so that the band doesn't go back in. So we'll just continue on with his other parts. So, yeah, put this aside. So let's continue with making Kirby's arms. So I'll just make one first. So you want to start off with a magic ring with 6 stitches. So you're taking a pink band, wrapping it around your hook 2 times to create 3 loops. So your first stitch will be a slip stitch. So pull this band on, reclaim the end, and you're tying your slip stitch, and your other 5 stitches will be single crochets. So single crochet, this is your second stitch, back through, single crochet, this is your third stitch, back through, single crochet, your fourth stitch, single crochet, your fifth stitch, so you need one more single crochet. Okay, so that's your magic ring. So for your second round of the arm you need 8 stitches. So to do this you want to do a single crochet in the first 2 stitches and then increase in the third stitch, and you do that all the way around. But to close this circle, your first stitch of your second round will be a slip stitch. This counts as 1 stitch, so put on your stitch marker. It's 1. Moving on to your next stitch, this is a single crochet. Oops. Okay, so that means your next stitch has an increase, so that's 2 single crochets in this stitch. So you want to do that again, so next stitch, single crochet, next one, single crochet, and then your last stitch for this round you have an increase, so that's 2 single crochets. So this is round 2 of his arm completed, which has 8 stitches. So for round 3 you need to increase it to 10 stitches, and you're going to do a single crochet in the first 3 stitches and increase in the 4th, and you're going to do that all the way around. So back through the first stitch, this is 1, two, 3, and increase, and do that again, 1, 2, 3, and you have an increase in your last stitch of this round. So this is round 3, which has 10 stitches. So for round 4 you're increasing to 12 stitches. So to do that is a single crochet in the first 4 stitches, and then you increase in the 5th, and you do that all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have an increase in the last stitch. Okay, so this is round 4, you need one more round. So for round 5 you need to increase it to 14 stitches, and that's a single crochet in the first 5 stitches and an increase in the 6th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 'increase', 'once again', 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have an increase in your last stitch. Okay, so I'm just going to take out this marker. I want to fasten off this arm by going through the first stitch of that round. I'm just going to tie a slip stitch. So I'm just pulling this through everything, including the band on my hook. And I'm tying a slip stitch, and I just want to clip the end. So I'm taking a S-clip, putting this clip in, and then you just want to lightly stuff the arm. So just take a bit of your fiber fill. You don't really need that much. Okay, so that's enough. So that's one arm. So I'm just going to move on to one of his cheeks. Okay, so for his cheeks I'm using this pink jelly band, which is or rose jelly from Rainbow Loom. So what you want to do now is you want to wrap this around your hook 3 times to create 4 loops. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 loops there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to chain 3, but you're going to double loop the bands. So to double loop it, take a band, and then you just tie it in a figure of 8, like so. And you're going to just chain it. So pull it on your hook, pull that capping band onto that band. Might be a bit tricky, just take your time. So this is one loop, sorry, one chain. I'm going to do it 3 times, so another 2 times. Take another band, double loop. Pull that on. And you do that one more time. Okay, and finally you're just going to take a band and you're going to tie a slip stitch. So just pull this through everything, tie a slip stitch, pull this one tight. I'm not going to clip the end yet, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to turn it around, and I'm going to put my band through those 4 loops, your initial capping band, like so. I'm going to tie another slip stitch at this end, so I'm just taking a band, you don't need to double loop it, and you're going to just... Okay, so that's one cheek. I'm just going to put this aside, and then we're just going to do his eye. Okay, so for his eye, you want to start off with a white band. I'm using the glow-in-the-dark white, and you just want to wrap it around your hook 3 times to create 4 loops. So that's 4 loops. This is your capping band. So now you're going to take a black band. You're going to chain 2, but you're going to double loop it. So double loop this black band. Pull this white band onto that one. Reclaim the end, so this is a chain. You're going to take another black band, double loop it, and pull this onto the chain. So that's 2 chains of black. What you're going to do now is I'm going to take an electric blue glow band. I'm going to do the same thing, so I'm going to chain 2 with this as well, double loop it, reclaim the end. I'm going to take another one, another blue band, double loop, pull that on. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to twist your hook and put it through that chain, the first chain of the blue, you're going to take another blue band. You don't need to double loop it this time, you just want to do a single crochet. So you're pulling this band through that chain, reclaiming the end, and pull this through everything, so that's one single crochet. So you want to go through the next stitch, which is the black one. So put your hook through the first black chain. You're taking a black band. You're going to do a single crochet. You're going to go through the other black band, the other black chain, which is the one which has the white on it. Take another black band, single crochet. After that, you're just going to turn this around. You're going to go through that same chain again, but on the other side of the white. Black band, and you're just going to single crochet. Try and get it so that this white thing is in the middle, like so. Alright, then you're going to go through the second black chain. You might need to pull it apart since it's double looped. Single crochet. You can adjust it later. Alright, pull this apart. You should have one more blue chain here. Let me just put my hook through. You're taking a blue band now, and you're just going to single crochet. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my hook through one of those stitches of the blue band. Doesn't really matter where because it's really tight. And I'm just going to tie a slip stitch. Tie this tight. I'm not going to clip the end. Taking off my hook. Then I'm going to go through this black band here. Taking another black band. And I'm just going to tie another slip stitch. So this is how you attach the eye. So now you have one eye done. So you just put this aside. Now I'm going to start with his feet. So his feet, I'm using red bands. Let me just get my red bands. Okay, so for his feet, you're going to start off with a magic ring with 6 stitches. So I'm taking my red bands. I'm wrapping this band around my hook 2 times to create 3 loops. So the first stitch of my magic ring, I'm tying a slip stitch. So 1. And I'm just going to go through the center again, and I'm going to do 5 single crochets. So single crochet. This is my second stitch. Back through the center. This is my third stitch. My fourth stitch. Back through. My fifth stitch. So I just need one more single crochet. And okay, so now for the round 2 of his feet, you need to increase this to 9 stitches. So what you're going to do is a single crochet in the first stitch and increase in the second, and you do that all the way around. But just to close up this circle, your first stitch, will be a slip stitch. So this counts as 1 stitch, or the first stitch of your second round. So I'm putting on the stitch marker. Put it at this side, which means my next stitch will have an increase, so that's 2 single crochets in this stitch. Okay, next stitch, single crochet, next stitch, increase, next stitch, single crochet, and then I have an increase in my last stitch. It's a bit small, hold on, let me just pull this out. So this has 9 stitches. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 9th one is on my hook. Okay, so now what I want to do now is I want to do 5 additional rounds. So for round 3 to round 7, 5 additional rounds of 9 stitches. So I'm just going to take 5 bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just going to do a single crochet in each stitch for 5 more rounds. So I'm just putting my hook back through the first. I'll just do all with you since it's quite quick. So this is round 3. Just single crochets in each stitch. Okay, I didn't take my red bands out of the plastic, so you'll hear the plastic sounds. Okay, so this is round 3. I'm going to start round 4. Taking a band from here. Okay, so this is round 4. I'm going to start round 5. Okay, end of round 5. I'm starting round 6. Okay, this is the end of round 6, so I have one more round, which is round 7. Okay, so now you're done with round 7. For round 8, you're going to do 4 decreases. I know you won't finish the round, but just decrease 4 times, so it has like 4 stitches, I suppose. So go through that stitch, go through the second one. You're going to single crochet, so this is 1 decrease. And do that again, decrease. This is your second decrease. Decrease again. This is your third decrease, and you want 1 more decrease. Okay, so now you don't actually end up back at, you don't finish on the end of the round. So what you're just going to do is going through the last stitch of that round, and you're just going to fasten off. So tie a band, slip stitch. Okay, I'm just going to clip the end. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to go back to the part of the video where I started the arm. I'll put the minute in the notes. So you just want to make another arm, another eye, another cheek, and another foot. And then once you've done that, we'll come back and we'll do his mouth. Okay, so for his mouth, you're using red bands as well. So you're taking a band and you want to wrap it around your hook 3 times to create 4 loops. So that's 4 loops. Okay, you're gonna double loop chain 3. So take a band, double loop, chain 3 times with a double loop band. So you're gonna pull this capping band onto that band, reclaim the end. So this is 1 chain, another band, double loop, chain it, take another band, double loop, okay, then you're going to take another band and you're going to chain normal. You're not going to do a double loop in this one. And then what you're going to do now is you're going to put your hook through the second chain from your hook, which is the double loop band. You're going to do 1 single crochet with no double loops or anything, so just pull this through everything. You're going to go through that other chain, the middle one, and in this chain you're going to do 3 single crochets. So this is 1 single crochet. I'm going to go back through the center. This is your second single crochet, back through the center, and your third single crochet. So what you're going to do after that is you're going to put your hook through the last chain, the one that has your capping band on it, and you're just going to do 1 single crochet. Then what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go through that capping band and I'm going to fasten off by tying a slip stitch. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to put my hook through that chain, the normal chain here, and I'm going to tie a slip stitch as well. So taking a red band, and this is his mouth. As you can see, it's like a half circle, so this is the top part and then this part's the bottom. So now we just want to attach his eyes, his cheeks and his mouth onto his body before we continue. Okay, so let's start attaching his parts. So you want his body, you want the open side at the bottom. So I'm just going to start by attaching his eyes. So his eyes, let's say I want them here. Okay, so what you want to do now, you position the eye, you're going to put your hook underneath or through the body. Sorry if the camera's not focusing. I want to grab this black band, I want to pull it through the body to the other side. I'm keeping it on my hook if possible. I'm just going to go through the bottom part and I'm going to grab this blue band. I'm going to pull that through the body as well. Sorry, this part's a little bit tricky, so just take your time. Okay, then you just want to see whether like that's the position you're okay with. This blue band is actually a little bit too far down for my liking, so I'm just gonna put my hook through and readjust it so it's a little bit lower or closer together. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is I want to tie a slip stitch. I'm taking a clip. I prefer using an S-clip for this. So I'm just going to clip this end. And just to make sure the band doesn't come out, I'm going to use the other end of the S-clip and I'm just going to clip this black band as well. Okay, so that's an eye attached. Can be tighter if you want. You can tighten it by adjusting the clip. Alright, so then I'm just taking his other eye. I'm just going to do the same thing. So his eyes are quite close set, so you just want to position it so that it's a bit closer together. Let me just compare it to this one. I think here will be fine. So you just want to do the same thing. Hook through to grab the black band. Keep the black band on your hook if possible. Go through the body again to grab the blue band. Okay, turn it inside out. Tie your slip stitch. Hold on. I just want to compare it to this one and see whether I've got it in the right place. As you can see here, this black band is a bit lower down, so what I want to do now is I just want to go through this body and I want to grab the black band from here. I think that's a little bit better, so I'm just not going to use my hook, I'm just going to put one over the other. Take a clip. I'm clipping this black band. And then I'm just going to use the other end to clip it to this blue band. Okay, so that's the eyes attached. They're a little bit loose now, so if it's a bit loose you can just adjust it. Adjust your clips. But usually when you stuff it, it won't be as loose. Okay, so from here I want to attach his mouth, so we're taking his mouth, we're positioning it just under the eyes, so in between. It's red against pink, so it's a little bit difficult to see. So you're just doing the same thing, grabbing the red band, pulling it through the body, just hold it there. I'm just going to go through this side and pull the red band as well. See if you like the position. Going to slip stitch. Taking my clip. I'm clipping this end and I'm going to go and use the other end to clip the other band, or just to clip it a little bit closer. So that's the mouth attached. So now we're attaching its cheeks, so you're going to take his cheeks. His cheeks are like here, or his blush part. Just keep it here, and you want to do the same thing. So go through the body, pull the pink band. Sorry, a bit difficult to see. Go through the other side and pull the other side of the pink band. You just want to make sure the positioning is okay for you. Tie your slip stitch, and the same thing, you're just going to clip it. Clip it at the end, and then you're just going to go back and clip the other part just to make sure it doesn't come out. Okay, so I'm going to do that with the other side as well. Hold on, let me just readjust his cheek. This one is a bit too far out. So, sorry, just give me a second. So what I mean by too far out, I'm just going to hold this with my finger. I want this like one stitch closer. So I'm just going to go through and grab that band. Okay, I absolutely hate attaching. As you can see, it's very troublesome, but yep, it's vital for every project. Okay, so where's this other cheek? So you're positioning it. And you're just going to do the same thing. Okay, I just want to compare it and see whether the stitches are about the same width apart. I think they are. So just pull one over the other, and I'm just going to clip it. I'm going to use the other end of the clip and just clip it to this to make it tight. And this is not attached properly. Let me just do it again. As you can see, the cheek was too far out. So yeah, this part takes a lot of time to adjust, lots of readjusting. It's too far out. So hang on, let me just try and work this out. Okay, so that looks a bit better. So what I want to do now, I want to start stuffing him. So take your fiber fill and just stuff. You can actually attach the parts on after you've stuffed him. It's a lot more difficult, but your placement will be a little bit more accurate because you can see better the shape of the body. Okay, this eye is a little bit strange. Let me just adjust it. Just give me a second. Okay, it's alright. I'll fix it later. I'm going to fix it later by attaching another band here and then just slip stitching it to the body. You can do the same as well. Like I said, if you attach it once you've stuffed the body, it's a little bit easier to see, so you won't have all these bits coming out, but it's a lot more difficult to attach. Okay, so once you've stuffed his body, we can continue his body to close it up. So now we're continuing on with round 19 of the body. So I'm just going to find my clip. I'm going to put my hook back in and taking out the clip. Okay, so for round 19 we want to decrease it to 18 stitches, so we're going to do a single crochet in the first 2 stitches and then decrease over the next 2, and we're doing that all the way around. So 1, 2, and decrease. Sorry, it's a bit hard to see with all the stuffing in the way, but I think you should know what you're doing by now. Okay, again. 1, 2, and decrease. 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease. 'Okay, so that's round 19. So for round 20, reducing to 12 stitches. So we want to do a single crochet in the first stitch and a decrease over the next 2 stitches. So 1, decrease, 1, decrease, 1, decrease, 1, decrease, 1, decrease, 1, and 1 more decrease. Okay, so your last round, which is round 21, you want to decrease it to 6 stitches, so it's just 6 decreases. So decrease all the way. So decrease. And decrease. And decrease. And decrease. and decrease. And then you have one more decrease. Okay, I'm now going to fasten off the end by going through the first stitch and tying a slip stitch. Okay, and then I just want to go through the opposite stitch, and I'm going to tie another slip stitch just to close up the hole. You don't have to if the hole is small enough already, which might happen with the smaller, if you decide to do the smaller one. And then I'm just going to clip the end, and I'm just going to stuff, oops, let me do that again. Clip the end, and then I'm just going to stuff this inside the body. Okay, so that's his body done. You might need to shape it a little bit. So now we're just going to attach his arms and his legs, and then we're done. Okay, so this arm attachment is a little bit of a pain. I always get the placement wrong. So what you're going to do is just put it at the side of his body. Decide where you want it. You can like have it lower, you can have it higher. I just want it in the middle. So just double check my placement. I'm just going to take out this clip. And you might see that I might not be able to put it at the same place on both sides. So what I want to do now is I just want to slip stitch. So go through some bands in the body and go through those open bands in the arm. I'm taking pink bands and I'm just tying slip stitches. So I'm just moving on, doing that all the way around. You may want to check the position every now and then to make sure it's where you want it. Okay, once you're done with that, you either have the option of wrapping this around his arm, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to use that S clip I used previously to clip the end, and I'm just going to stuff it inside the body. So that's one arm attached. Alright, so I'm taking my other arm. So wherever you place it, you just want to try and place it at the same place on the opposite side. Mine might not be symmetrical in the end, but I'm okay with it. Take more time with it if you want. Okay. So the second arm will be a bit more difficult to attach, mostly because you can't really place it wherever you want. You have to make sure that it's roughly the same place on the opposite side. So you just want to do the same thing. Go through the body bands, go through the arm bands, slip stitch. Just do that all the way around. I apologize if I keep going off camera. I'm looking at Kirby and not on the screen, so yep. Okay, at this point I just want to double check. Okay, it looks roughly the same, so not too bad this time. Oops. Okay, same thing, I just want to use back the clip. I'm just going to stuff this back into the body. Okay, so those are his arms attached. Now we're just going to attach his feet. So you want to take your red bands. Okay, his feet are a little bit easier to attach. They're not stuffed, so what you want to do is you just want to flatten them and you just want to position them under the body. So, like so. I'm going to take out this clip. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go through the body bands. I'm going to go through the bottom, sorry, one side of his leg at the bottom here. I'm going to slip stitch. So this one you're not doing all the way around, you're just going to stitch the bottom. I'm going to go back through the center again. Any bands will do, it's fine, you're just attaching it, and this is the bottom, so you don't really need to make it look very pretty. I'm going to go through the other side. And same thing, I'm going to use that clip and stuff it back into the body. So that's one foot. So you want to do the same with the other side. Okay, I'm just going to go through the side, the body bands, and some of the bands at the side of the foot. Slip stitch. I'm going to go back through the center. Any bands will do, just as long as it's the body and it's the foot. And then I'm just going to do one more at the side. Okay, so I'm just going to use back the clip and stuff this into the body. Okay, so that's your Kirby done. This is the bigger one, and this is the smaller one. So it's really up to you what size you want. You can't really tell the difference, but this one is a little bit rounder. Okay, for these cheeks I actually used a different color, a different brand, an off-brand band of pink jelly, so that's why it looks a little bit different. I don't suggest using red, otherwise it just really blends in. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please do subscribe so that I'll be making more videos, and then you'll know firsthand when I've made them. So yep, do like this video, do subscribe, and if you do have requests of what you'd like to see, please let me know. I'll do my best to make them. I do have quite a long waiting queue, so I'll just try my best. So hope you like it, and I'll see you guys for the next video.